Hi, I'm Cathy Fink. I am the TrueFire old-time banjo teacher and the teacher of banjo for guitar players. I've written a little article for TrueFire's Riff magazine, and this video goes along with it. If you're not a TrueFire student or you're not familiar with TrueFire, go to www.truefire.com, click on Cathy Fink. It'll take you right to my banjo stuff. Tons of other great stuff, but now back to the banjo. This is a 1926 tubaphone pot on a banjo, the pot being this part, and it creates a very special sound because inside it is this massive metal tone ring. Now, banjos primarily played for bluegrass have even louder tone rings. This is plenty loud. I'm going to give you a little demonstration of some bluegrass picking, followed by mostly old-time music, but I'm going to give you some ideas of the sounds and the moods of the banjo. Use picks. And you get that nice crispy sound. This banjo also has a plastic head, steel strings, and played in old-time style. It sounds like... Now, for those of you who want to use the banjo to sort of open up the palette of musical colors, I got two others here that I'm going to show you. This one is a replica of a banjo from about 100 years ago made by the Dobson Company, and it's got a skin head on it. So that's part of a whole different tone. You can hear that it's just like having a bunch of different guitars. I've got one more banjo to show you on this round, although there's hundreds of different kinds. You can get into it deep. But this banjo has a great big 12 or 13-inch pot, a skin head, no tone ring at all. So the skin head is just pulled against the rim here, and it's got nylons or nylon gut strings, and I tuned it a little lower. So it just gives you a quick intro to some of the sounds, and now I'm going to introduce you to tunings on the banjo. We started with a G tuning, and G tuning is kind of the most common tuning for bluegrass and for tons and tons of old-time music for both singing and playing what we call fiddle tunes. They're melodies played on fiddles and banjos together for square dances and for some really great parties. So I'll play a little fiddle tune in open G tuning. And open G, look ma, no hands, get a great chord. There's a C, there's a D7. You can play your chords up here. So here's a little bit of Little Billy Wilson. About all these different tunings on the banjo is just by changing one string at a time, you almost have a new instrument. You certainly have a completely new musical palette. Listen to this. This is the G modal tuning where I tune the second string B up to a C. You automatically feel like you're in the mountains. You automatically feel like there's something spooky happening or something. the tuning that Gaither Carlton used to play the cuckoo, which Doc Watson played with him a lot, and it kind of sounds like this. Sense of that modal tuning. Now I'm going to change to what I call Cumberland Gap Tuning. But every one of these tunings is kind of got individual names sometimes. There's somebody else that'll call this a Sawmill tuning, and somebody else will call it Sandy River Bell, and it depends on what folks have played in it. What I've done is I've taken that A modal, or the G modal, and I want to tune in a way that my fifth string remains a G, and either every other string comes down, or I just handily put the capo right there. So now I have a tuning that when you hear it, it doesn't sound like you're going to get real music out of this. But when I put my fingers down, I have a G chord, a C chord, a D chord, and this is also a beautiful tuning for E minor. I'll give you a little bit of a tune called Cumberland Gap and a little bit of something in E minor so you can hear what it sounds like. Now here's a little bit in E minor. I was off by one fret. So you have all kinds of colors there. Now I'm going to go back to my other banjo and tune it into one of Pete Seeger's favorite tunings. You might be thinking, how do you know all these tunings? Well, I just kind of use them all the time. So right now, I'm going to bring that back down to G and lower this D to a C. So one of Pete's favorite licks. Sometimes he'd just go like for song leading. So it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now and I won't be worried long. Some of the possibilities in that tuning. Now I'm going to leave this low and tune the second string back up to C into what I call double C tuning. And if I put a capo on it and I raise the fifth string up to an A, then I'd have double D tuning, etc., etc. It's a great tuning for following a fiddle or being the lead on fiddle tunes in C and D. It's the perfect one. Here's a tune I love called Johnny Don't Get Drunk. tuning. Pause. All right, I'm going to show you one more tuning, and I put the camera on pause because I didn't want to take the 15 minutes of your time it takes to get here. F sharp, B, E, A, D. Pretty unmusical all by itself, but you put a couple fingers down. Version of a great tune called The New River Train. So that's a little tour of 5 banjo tunings and a little bit of information about the different sounds. Go back to TrueFire, enjoy your Riff article, and maybe take some lessons from me. Thanks.